Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon,
Yes.
those of you locked on to Under the Radar right here on Talk City 91.1 FM on a Thursday evening. And I must say, I don't know what to do again at this.
I mean, you don't know what because
I
you're on social
just-
media again.
But I don't know. These people are they're on me right now, boy.
Right, true, right, true.
Yes. This is my time. My time to shine.
I mean, everybody have it to know.
Yeah, my time to shine.
Just you
right
come
now.
really.
Am I the only political activist on social media that talking the truth? Or talking for the government? Or I don't know.
Yeah, they're not much, heavy. Outside of, if you count yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you count me, who else accounting? Outside of other government ministers,
yeah,
who else
yeah.
accounting really? Everybody else going, they say Kamala is the worst.
Yeah.
UNC is the
Everybody
worst.
jump the ship.
Everybody jump.
Yeah, and MCW are a little bit to the attacking hit too.
Well, NCW, well, who
And-
not
but
on
NCW
any
not
state
have-
board?
yeah,
You're on
yeah.
a state board, so people go say, yeah, he just getting paid to talk. Just like people go say, yeah, I just getting paid to
Mm-hmm.
talk, right? But outside of yourself, NCW, myself, Stark Grimes, who else you have?
Is the next guy name? The guy who was attacked too on social media.
The Adrian person?
No. I forget his call.
Well, it's
You have
not
a
much.
nickname, you have a alias.
Six
yes,
or
yeah.
seven of us still talking for the government, but again,
But-
you on radio, you have a lot of people listening and following. So, I mean, that's one accolade you have going right now. So they'll keep attacking.
And people keep telling me to answer them. But
Hmm.
if I go there, it could be a constant back and forth, But I'll be coming down to a level that I don't want to come down to, so I'll leave it right there. Now somebody knows some man, new one, I don't know who's this new person here talking about me. Heavy, you are wicked. I did caption on the video. I ain't get to listen to it yet, but I don't know who's this one now. It's just a tag team.
Attacking somebody else. Tag, you going next.
Oh God. My God. I ain't getting paid enough for this, I ain't getting paid enough for this. I
You
just
should say
saying.
at all. That's what you had to say.
No, David Welch, I needed to shed some light on some information.
Yeah.
That I don't understand. A lot of people are sending me the propagated let me see if I find it.
You're talking HDC?
Yeah, the
Okay.
contracts and whatever.
Look what I write down heavy.
Yeah,
You see, I
good,
just
good,
wrote it
good.
down. Literally.
Yeah,
just
because
wrote it
people
down.
send me that and say, we had to say on this,
Yeah.
we had to say on this, but I don't like to talk unless I get information.
So, you know
Yeah.
what? Because we sent, and when I say we, I'm talking the government
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the minister and the Ministry of Housing as well. We sent something for TV6 today from the Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Senator the Honorable Philip Edward Alexander, right?
Right.
Because he's the one person, ironically, that is speaking on this issue with the contracts and the award of contracts, all right?
Right.
I think before we go to what he had to say, it would be fair for me to tell you that the Office of the Procurement Regulator just ordered the HDC, the Housing Development Corporation, to put a pause on the awarding of the contract. All right? Or the spending of that, it's not even spending, but the awarding of that contract for the $3.4 billion. Now,
And that is for what, really?
this is for development, for homes to be developed in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
All right? Now, while the OPR put a pause on this, you'd see now that the opposition is coming out somehow labeling Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC as having their hands in the cookie jar. With Brian Manning, the Member of Parliament, saying, quote, the UNC is caught once again with their hand in the cookie jar. And then he released the official statement from the OPR. The OPR statement says, quote, the Office of the Procurement Regulator, and then in brackets, the office on Tuesday, April 14, 2026, formally directed the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation, HDC, to hold on the award of TT 3.4 billion in housing contracts pending comprehensive review of the record of the procurement proceedings. The inquiry was initiated to ensure full compliance with the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Property Act 2015 as amended, the Act, its associated regulations, handbook and guidelines pursuant of the office powers under Section 14(1)(a), C, and D of the Act. The office will make no further comment on the matter to ensure the integrity of the ongoing inquiry process. All right? So this was the statement of the OPR. Never in this statement did the OPR say that the contracts was being awarded fraudulently, or that the pause was because of any fraudulent act, or because the money was just sent, to any particular contract or any particular entity, just like that. All right? Now, bear in mind, in this clip, you will hear the Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Senator Honorable Philip Edward Alexander, saying that it is not money that is coming out of the public purse, but it is money that banks and other persons involved, other entities involved, would actually be putting up for the construction of homes across Trinidad and Tobago, right? So enough talk. This is the Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Senator the Honorable Philip Edward Alexander, earlier today. And Heavy, this is an exclusive interview as well. Right?
We've been talking about this all day. The issues here that has been put in the public space by the opposition, through Stuart Young, through Camille Robinson-Regis and others, are all nonsense. The first thing that needs to be debunked here is this mad call for a criminal investigation. Any 2x4 lawyer walking out of law school today will tell you we need an actual crime to take place and evidence of a crime to take to the police to say this is what we want the investigation. Like when they sat and watched 4 divers perish in a pipe, that is a crime. And a criminal investigation could have been launched into that. Or Stuart Young's missing stepdaughter. We need a criminal investigation into that. That young lady who was found on a mountain of drugs in West Morris. But there is no crime here. So what's he calling for? Where we at is some contracts have been granted through the procurement legislation that requires a stand-down period so that you can investigate all of the contracts to make sure everything is above board. So that's where we're at. Camille Robinson-Regis saying that the 10 days of the stand-down is too short is disingenuous, because 10 days was standard practice under her as Minister of Housing. And finally, the issue of the $3.4 billion, billion dollars, not one of those billions is coming from the Treasury. In fact, not 1 cent. Under this government, the contractors who are awarded contracts are financing the development of the projects. So when they ask if we want every contractor to come on board and build houses, yes. If you have the ability and the means to build houses, if you have the financing to build housing, come on board. Because the government is not putting out the $3.4 billion. The contractors are. And the government is not financing the mortgages. The mortgage finance companies are, like TTMF and Republic Bank and Royal Bank and First Citizens Bank and GMMB. So all of it is nonsense. All of everything that the PNM and their trolls are saying about this, talking about money for the nurses and the teachers, is a whole other subject. But the state is not spending money building houses here. This first $3.4 billion is the start, is the tip of the iceberg. Because the PNM fooled people. 215,000 people on a list trying to get houses. And they built 4,700 houses for their friends, family, and financiers to benefit from. Under the PNM, they built houses in excess of $1 million. For who? The purpose of the Housing Development Corporation is to make housing available to people who can't afford $1 million houses. Those same people who talking to the PNM and talking foolishness are trying to inflame their base, beat them into a frenzy. Let me just let Trinidad and Tobago know something. Under this Kamla Prasad Recessor government, under this Ministry of Housing, this Housing Development Corporation is going to be above board. There will be zero corruption, and all of our development will be done in ways and means that benefits all the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
So that day, Heavy, was from the Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, on the award of these contracts. Now, as he just said, it is at the stand-down stage, and it's at the stand-down stage, that is something that is, what he's saying, completely normal for the procurement regulator to go into and see who, what, why, when, and all of the intricate details to ensure that there are no fraudulent activities at all. So I think, personally, it is disingenuous right now for the opposition to be coming to say that somehow the United National Congress and those that are operating in the Ministry of Housing have their hands in the cookie jar, stealing from the public because the procurement regulator ordered a halt on these contracts.
So for the normal layman, let me see if we can break it down for them. For those who don't understand exactly what is the OPR and the procurement legislation and all of that, and if you don't understand what the Honorable Senator in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, is saying, right? Basically, that money, that $3 billion to build housings, is not the taxpayers' money.
No.
Right?
According to him.
That actually a group of contractors is going to collaborate with the AGC, right? Pool their money together, right? And build these homes, right? Obviously with the AGC overseeing it and everything to make sure all is well.
Correct.
Right? And then the mortgage for these homes, right, will be passed through the agency via TTMF and the banks and wherever the case may be, whoever want to purchase the home, right? And then the contractors will get back their money via when the people pay.
I don't know that part.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking. I just saying, you know, I just speculating. I think, well, because if a man put out the money to build a house, and how we going to get back his return? You understand? So I don't know if it's a percentage or whatever the case will be, how it's going to end up, But the nice thing about it is that the government of Trinidad and Tobago is not putting out the $3 billion to build the homes, right?
Yeah.
They may have the land and they may have the spots and they may have the outline and look how the homes should be, or whatever the case will be, and the contractors, and then we'll pool their resources together and build the homes. Right, which to me is a very good idea.
It is.
Right? So that is for the layman to more or less. This is the understanding that I get from based on what was happening then, what you just read there and what from the clip that you played with Philip. So I am saying, then what is the issue? You see what propaganda comes in, because about 100 people might be sending that for me. Have you look what government doing? The thief, they gotta get that $3 billion. What are they going to do with that? They get a friend and the contractor friend and them the contractor, yada. And this is where the misinformation comes in.
Yeah.
Right? And this is why, and I wanna put it out there one time. Right? I think we're dropping the ball on social media. And the reason why I'm saying that, the opposition now seems to be using their minions and their bubbleheads on social media, right, to push this propagated agenda, right, and the people are actually buying into it. Because I'm talking about not PNM people sending it for me, I'm talking about UNC people sending it for me and asking me what's going on with this, right? It's looking bad, right? And now I couldn't speak on it because I didn't have the information. Right, because I wasn't aware of it, right? I wasn't even aware that Seo Jong did a thing on it, right? So I kind of lapsed on this one, right? Because maybe I caught up with all the noise.
There's so much happening at the same
There's
time.
so much happening at the same time, so that I get caught up with the noise. But this particular incident here have a lot of people questioning now the integrity and if whether or not, if they just give another corrupted government power.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because the narrative has already been put out there since 2010 to 2015 that the UNC is a corrupted government and is thief. Yeah. So now they're speculating, they're watching them with telescope and binoculars. So now that this came out into the domain, you saw the thing I sent for you? Watch on your phone with a posting out there, people sending for me. Right? And they have a kind of cartoon thing looking like Philip.
Yeah, $3.8 billion in contracts for just 11 companies.
Yeah, with no information. Right?
Now, I like what you said there as well, Heavy, because what this means for Trinidad and Tobago is that people can get homes. Right? Now I see where the miscommunication is at in this entire thing, right? Mm-hmm. Because the People's National Movement taking it as the money done spent. Right?
Yeah.
Which is untrue. Right. There has been no spending by the HDC. In fact, I think it is
First thing first, I know the government do have 3 point something
No,
billion dollars to
that's what I was
spend,
about
and
to say.
if they have, even if they do have 3 point billion, 3 point
They're not
something
gonna be
billion,
spending
they're not
housing.
going to spend in
Not on
housing.
housing, no.
You understand? So I was like, how do we get all that money? I was even wondering the money they get from NGC the other day. They're going to take it and build house. Everybody going mad about the public house with that money already because I know they have no money to build a house.
No.
So I want to know.
No, but heavy. It is
Would
important.
that come out?
It's important to know that housing isn't debt, and it's a
Yeah.
$200 million debt for housing.
Right.
So for them to get $3.4 billion to spend and not pay off the $200 million debt
In housing. It's kind of mind blowing.
Exactly.
You understand?
People had to learn to think and read and understand a little bit
Right,
as well.
but I'm glad we having this show here so people could understand and clear it up. And this is the importance of information being put out into the public domain. Once the enemy put out the propaganda, it cannot be pulled back. You need to counteract the propaganda with the truth. And when you do that, right, remember, a seed has already been sown in somebody's mind.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? So, all right, for the people who are not listening to the show, they listen Stephon and X's show this morning in the second hour because they dealt with it also. Let's listen in between when I was in and out of the vehicle today. But this is where social media comes in now. Now I can go in the morning and do a video and post it so people will understand, you know, that the truth, right? Because about 100 bloggers or social media content creators that make video and say, like, see, they come at him. The thief. They're doing whole live on it, right? And it's like, what kind of dotish thing going on here? And people like, yeah. The minions and them, the sheep and them. So, this is to me, right? Things like this, I think we need to
do more of.
No, not do more of. I think radio alone is not enough. I think we should do a social media aspect and put it under
needed.
some.
It's needed.
You understand?
Definitely needed.
And get some kind of people to give that, or create a communication section in our ministry where these things could become and dispel.
You're raising another question, but I'll ask you this question right after this. Right?
All right, good.
So Brian Manning and the PNM, because Marvin Gonzalez also on it as well, and then beating it hard as you rightfully know, right? Because I mean, why not?
Yeah.
They have the opportunity too.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Brian Manning said the UNC court once again.
Yeah.
You see that kind of languaging?
Wow.
Once again with their hand in the cookie jar. So I'm asking him a simple question here. I responded and I said, this does not show that the UNC was caught with anything. The procurement regulator has a job to do, and this just shows that the procurement regulator is doing such because they are supposed to scrutinize every single government contract, whether awarded or being awarded. All right, let me make sure I make that clear for people listening. All right. So I said, instead of sensationalism, can you show who the contract was awarded to and prove any real level of corruption within such? Question mark. I say, I'm sure the answer is no. Reminder, as amended by your PNM government, government-to-government spending does not require the oversight of the procurement regulator, allowing for Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM at the time, to engage in any type of contract with any other government agency outside there.
Right.
Case in point, CARICOM. How much money we spend on CARICOM, heavy?
Yeah, but
millions.
$200 million.
Millions of dollars for them just to come to Trinidad. I said this was done in a bid to speed up the approval process. And that was according to the PNM government. And I said, job well done. Reminder that one CARICOM summit held in Trinidad. So outside of that, I have another question. Can you tell us where the 3 HDC homes or why 3 HDC homes were given to someone who does not have citizenship of Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah.
Maybe also tell us what process was used to give that HDC home to a non-national. Because these are the questions that they're not answering, you know.
Correct.
So while they're complaining about $3.4 billion that have not been given out just yet, the contract is on a stand-down stage where the procurement regulator can now investigate and look into who, what, why, when, and all of those details. Reminder, they gave a non-national, no lineage to Trinidad and Tobago, 3 HDC homes, valued at what price? While Trinidadians were here And the HDC's purpose is to give housing to who, eh? To the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You'd have their friends and their cliques and their band of stooges coming on social media to tell you that, well, HEC could engage in outside contracts and HEC could engage in biddings, right? But the real purpose for the Housing Development Corporations is not just to engage in bids, but to give the people of Trinidad and Tobago homes. Because regardless of it's a national company, it is owned and operated nationally here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
So the main purpose of it is supposed to be for the people of Trinidad and Tobago first.
Right.
But they're looking outside. So their friends and their cliques and the people that they pay on social media, the PNM, can tell you that, well, Victoria Keys is a high-rise building, so you can't get that, right? You on the ground. You won't be able to get that even if you apply for it, you can't get it because you had to pay to get it.
Yeah.
Right? But the purpose of the Housing Development Corporation is for you and I.
Correct.
Small man on the ground. To give homes to the homeless, basically.
Not to build a multi-million-dollar housing and put them on the market for sale.
Exactly. Not just that.
Not just that.
Not just that. If that is what the HEC want to do, make it a secondary thing. Right? But your first mandate must be for people. But that wasn't the PNM's mandate. The PNM's mandate was to give somebody called the name of Karen Clark Rowley home in Victoria Keys. The CDA was able to pay a Karen Clark Rowley over $44,000 a month, to which they complain about Watson Duke $40,000 now. But when they were doing it, it was fine. But now that Watson Duke under Kamla, under the UNC, getting $40,000, it's not fine. You understand the hypocrisy that I see within the People's National Movement and how they operate?
No, David, I understand exactly what you're saying there with the hypocrisy. But I want you to understand this, the whole bigger picture, right? The PNM job, whilst in opposition, is very, very simple, right? They don't have to come and tell you the truth. Marvin Gonzalez said it in a meeting. We are going to spread propaganda. We're going to put our agents out there and spread as much propaganda as possible because their job is simple, right? To make the UNC look bad, regardless if it's a lie, if it's truth, wherever it comes out, they're going to push that agenda, right? And to make sure that this government look bad in the eyes of the people. So that come 2030, right, they will look like the answer for all the problems that this government, you understand, of the lies. That would have built a history on, you know, right? That is what, and the other thing is to make the people forget 2016 to 2025. They want the people to forget that never happened. Nothing that happened between that time, that last 10 years, matters. Right? They want you to forget every single thing that they did. Right? It's called controlling the narrative. Yeah. Right? And I am seeing right on national radio, right, that this government, our government, is dropping the ball in that aspect. Because what they are doing, they have people on their payroll. They don't have to say nothing factual. They don't have to come and speak properly. They just have to come and push a narrative that UNC wicked and UNC don't like black people and UNC send home people from work and people suffering all day and they keep beating that dead horse. They keep putting the sewing as it has said to you in the book Mein Kampf. Well, in Adolf Hitler, the Nazi party regime, how they convinced the German people to go against the Jewish people and put them into concentration camps and burn down the stores and the homes and gather the children. That was done by propagating lies against the Jewish people for months on all the media, on all the pamphlet, on all the radio station. They made Jewish people the problem for everything that was happening in Germany. They blame them for losing the war in World War I. Right? They say because of them, we don't have this, and because of them, and what they do, and it's propaganda. Right? And it's propaganda that make the German people, right, support Nazi Hitler, Adolf Hitler agenda to go into another war, to war the world.
That's
Right?
what I created, yeah.
Propaganda is power, you know.
It is.
It's controlling our mind. Right? And once our mind believe what it is hearing, right, it's very difficult for you to change the mindset. Right? That is why when all of us children as children were indoctrinated to vote for the PNM, and we were told things like the Indian and them don't like you, and vote for who look like you, and is a black man, so you have to vote for a black party. People are embedded in that side camp. This is PNM house, and PNM get education, and the food eating is PNM own, and the bed line down is PNM bed. You understand? And everything you do, you have to do for PNM, regardless if they get nothing or not. Right? That is indoctrination of your mind. Right? A lot of people don't know how to get out of that. Up to this day, especially the older ones who believe air quality is the greatest thing that ever happened to Trinidad and Tobago. They believe that.
I almost believe this.
You do?
Almost.
Yes, because this is what the narrative was so. This was called indoctrination. Nobody's questioning it. Yeah. It's easy to just go and what's it if it have plenty of people saying the same thing you saying or following that same trend? Because you believe it now, well, all these people can be wrong, they're probably right. You understand?
Yeah.
So you're just going with the crowd. Right? And I talking this on radio for people to understand how easy it is for a mind to be manipulated. Right? They do a scientific study. Right? They send 50 people to walk up a lonely street. The street wide open, as lonely street like a highway. Like let me say Frederick Street.
Yeah.
Right? They start from bottom of Independence Square and they send 50 people to walk up the street. Right? Till they reach by the Savannah. And by the Savannah, they send 2 people to walk down. Right? They say just walk down the street. Right? And wherever you see, you tell us when you reach at the bottom of Independence Square. And they tell you 50 people just walk up the street until they reach the Savannah. Nobody don't know what they're doing. Either or don't know. When the 2 people was walking down, they see the crowd of people going up. They say, well, but now all these people going up means they see nobody else going down. So when they see the majority going up, they turned around and went back up.
Wow.
Right? Although they were told go to the bottom of Independence Square. And ask, where everybody going, where they going? You going by the Savannah? Who don't you there? Nobody. So they turn around and go back up. Right? They did that with different sets of people 10 times. And out of the 100 people that they give to walk down the street, only 2 people continue walking on the street even though they see people walking up the street. Right? Because it shows to you that people follow the crowd.
Yeah.
You understand? We have a lot of young people here that eat KFC and they don't even know why they eating KFC.
The masses eat it.
Eh?
The masses eat it.
Correct. And not only that, they were indoctrinated. So people need to understand how powerful it is. These people, these PNM sycophants and these PNM people who getting paid to go on the media and just talk every day. You don't have to make sense. Right? If you have 100 people on your live and they listen to your live and you talking, UNC is the worst thing and UNC this and UNC that and the TV and they scroll through the phone for the day and they see that alone.
Yeah, they believe
Right?
it.
They believe it. They're not going on no news to watch the news to hear what's going on. They might listen to this radio station or they might understand what I'm saying. Not everybody's listening political radio.
Yeah.
Most people listen music radio station and them just play music.
Yeah.
You understand? So where you getting the information from? On social media, that little 10 minutes before you go in your bed and they scroll through TikTok. And they show through the local TikTok too. And when they scroll through the local TikTok and they see about 4 or 5 videos with that one on the BJ, and that next one from South, and that next one from up in Grandy, and they're talking a crap.
Yeah, but
And you stop and listen for 5 minutes, even if you're not into politics and all right. You bounce up on next one, but wait, now I'm saying the same thing.
they're right. Somehow they're right.
Somehow they're right.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. Which the question is, do you think that you want to answer now or you want to answer after the calls?
We
Can
could
we go in for a break?
no ask me now. Let me answer one time. As
Alright.
a mind trigger.
And I want the callers involved in it right after the break as well, right? But do you think that this government requires a communication ministry dedicated for communication?
No. You know what it requires? Right? A social media group of people, right? paid by the government to fight the war on the media.
Okay. All right.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's no other. I've been honest with you. The communication thing will just be like same thing we do in here, news and things. Not everybody's watch that. Everybody's more or less be on this.
The phone now. Okay.
Right?
All right.
And you wouldn't see it. If you don't post this on what we do in here on social media, nobody will know it exists. Only people who listen on radio. You know, somebody if somebody didn't take me talking here and make that video and post it with me talking about the nurses, I would not be getting cost.
All right, Heavy.
There you go.
There's a question for the callers right after. Do you think the government requires a communications ministry dedicated for communications only? Stay tuned to Talk City 91.1 FM. When we return, we take your calls and opinions.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I got right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? And confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just for you. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
.643 right now in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are back under the radar with the burning question. Do you think that the government requires a Ministry of Communications directly only for communications? Have a call on the line. You ready for it?
Go ahead. Let me get
Caller,
the
you
caller
live.
on the line.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Yes,
to
sir.
all.
Yes, good evening, caller.
I believe no, they don't need that.
All
Go
right.
on. But what I really called to tell all you, I stumble on a program, boy, and then people hitting heavy like
All right.
with a big belt, boy. And these people, I listen to them. And what I gathered from these
We
people-
got into that one just now.
That's
After
all
the
they call-
news, we
let
get
them
into
call-
that.
let the man talk,
Because
man.
it's about you.
No, let the man talk. You gotta leave the callers at the talk.
We're gonna get to that story right after the news.
We going for news?
Yeah,
At quarter to?
Yeah, no, at 15, meaning in 15 minutes. But I mean, this is a
He might,
conversation.
he might get back in
You
that
go get,
hour.
but go ahead. We gonna allow this
Yeah.
one.
what I understand, what I gather from everybody what they talk. You know what happened? These people have no kind of brain, boy. Them don't understand what's going on in this country. That how way this country reach this PNM. All them concerned is the government not doing nothing for them, and they have to do something now. We want work now. We want this now. We want everything now. Them don't understand how they say. I don't know what to talk about, but they were hit heavy for six. But I would come a couple times to call her, but then I said, look, you're going to get into no confusion.
All right,
But I think these people have no sense. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, brother.
No
Thank
problem. Caller going there. All the lines lighting up in no heavy. Caller, you live. Caller, you live. Hello? All right. Caller, you live. Hello?
Good evening to Mr. Welch and
Yes,
to
sir.
Brother Heavy.
you. Yes, good evening, sir.
All right, Tabakit here. Okay, so let me get into the editorial. And what I want to do, first of all, I want to tell Heavy, come to the front of the class. I'll tell you why. But let me answer David. I am saying I'm siding with Heavy, no. Hear what? What you really need, you need influencers.
Correct.
You need people who will go to social media, because I'll tell you this. You see, what the PNM is doing, and Heavy is correct, they're pushing a narrative. And what they also have, they have pressure groups. You call it pressure group. So if you realize after all the radio programs, and you go on TikTok at night and YouTube, it's a wash with PNM propaganda by the Marabontas. And this is where it really gets hot. Because I ask myself, but wait now, where are all the people who call on mornings, who call on evenings?
Yeah.
Why they not there? Sometimes I alone Heavy, which you know.
Yeah.
Battling on TikTok, and TikTok is where it is in the night.
TikTok is the battleground right now. TikTok is the battleground.
Thank you. And I asked myself, but wait now, some big program, sometimes here now, Heavy, they're cussing me out, because they know now I Tabakit. And I asked him, but wait, where's all these big names who call in radio morning, midday, and in the evening with all you? You're not going to get them on TikTok. And there is where, Heavy, you're correct.
Yep.
The PNM is pushing the narrative.
Yep.
What is happening, I call it pressure groups in the real world. So what has to happen in order for we to push back against the Marabontas and its agenda? You need people, when these programs finish, all you see, all you is big name, all you representing the UNC and the government. Well, Tabakit want to hear all you, because what night they wanted to drop me. When I post certain, you know, I'm a provocative advocate.
Yes.
Oh, Heavy, which you know, because I come from the bubble of that. So to support, to answer Mr. David Welch's question, we don't need that ministry, but what we need people to hop on to TikTok Live, to you go to YouTube, anywhere there is.
Facebook.
You want to go there.
Yeah.
Because if you decide you only want to call, no. The real battle, according to Heavy,
Yeah.
you see that TikTok after 8, 9 in the night, man, you have to go in there. You have to put fire in your belly. And you're going to jam the Marabontas. Because what is happening, I call it pressure group, and I am now making a clarion call via this program with Brother Heavy and David Welch. I am asking all activists, Tabakit want to hear all you now on TikTok and not yet calling. And I want all you to give all your radio names. Because hear me, Tabakit have afraid the battle. I'm battling them already. Tabakit out and out.
Thanks so much. 622-4911, 622-4911. The phone lines are open up until 7 p.m. before we go to Pleeway and then the news. We're on the topic of this HDC thing, and the question for me is, does the government require a Ministry of Communications? Caller, you live.
Hey, Paul, good afternoon, brother. Chutney boy here.
Yeah, Chutney boy.
You know when Chutney boy comes to pick up the doctor, the nurse, and the government, and the police, and you, brother, in the station. I lost a child. 47 years. And
You got drop. Caller, you live.
Good day, Mr. Heavy and Mr. What?
Yes, sir.
Good day. Some good years now, I went by, pull out a form by ADC. The girl will play. I nearly 18 years right now. They always say, I may come back. And I said, I go back and bring a picture. When I carry the picture, they ask me, if I get pension. I say, yes. I get only pension. They tell me, they tell me now. They go give me a place on it. I'll get a pension place on the beach.
All right.
I don't want to play the
All right, yeah, thanks so much.
We're not even talking. We don't. There's not the hour for this testimony. We
Sometimes I
talking.
just wonder why we even opening the phone lines.
No, you have to do phone lines. People call. You have to get people's perspective on things. You know, you get.
Hey, 6224911, 6224911. I mean, while we were talking during the whole HEC things, all the lines were up, right? All of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it had some meaningful contributions that was coming from people there and then. Now is your time. 6224911, 6224911, or 3944911. Those are the numbers to call, or we could just move on with our conversation.
You see, David, it's just not about the AGC thing.
I understand, right? But it's a call and tell us about
you gotta understand for the last week or two, right? I'm not talking about the callers. I'm talking about for the last week or two, the narratives. The narratives was Kamala going and have a war with CARICOM, right? Kamala want to pull out a CARICOM and go force the manufacturers and them not to do business with CARICOM. What we going and do? Then came after that, where the former foreign affairs minister do a whole press conference to discredit our foreign affairs minister and say, oh, he didn't go because he was invited, and he didn't go because he couldn't go on the ferry. He was getting seasick, right? And all these things are out there, and I'm showing it's propaganda, because he came. Our foreign minister came after and dispelled and gave out the whole things about what really happened and what transpired, but they don't put it out there that he couldn't. We were invited and didn't go.
Which is why, again,
you understand?
We need a Ministry of Communication for those things, because, I mean, those things could have come up before the PNM give out their stuff, right? Because the government does have it. It's just that it doesn't come out in a proper timeline, because we don't have a communications ministry. That's one. And then two, while ministers have it, I'll tell you this, in order to get a minister here heavy, we have to request the minister had to then go and get permission, and all of that does take place, you know. So it's a whole timeline. You ever call on the line? Call on your live.
Yeah, David, I disagree. I agree with Heavy. And if we want to take it, we had to go to the media houses.
Yeah.
That is where our power is, right? Because we see how the opposition very stupid. And all they could do is just run with propaganda.
Correct.
And all we could do is just run with the truth, the facts, and not fiction.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. On TikTok, on Facebook, on... I'll call back. I'll listen in.
All right,
have a pot on the fire.
All right, thank you. No bond the pot. No bond the food.
Call on your live. Call on your live.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good evening, caller.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, caller.
Yes, gentlemen, good evening. Gentlemen, the government falling down badly with the communication. You know, I understand how communication has worked, right? Communication is not talking to people, you know. What them doing is talking to people. Communication is telling the people what it is you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Right? Communication is that you are supposed to anticipate what your enemy is going to do after you do something. And I want you to remember this, right? You remember when in the Gulf War, George Bush had a problem. And he went to General Schwarzkopf. And he said, what else can we do to defeat the enemy? And General Schwarzkopf told him, he said, dismantle their communication and you will have them in disarray.
Yes.
You remember when Marvin Gonzalez came on the media and said they will chase them off of social media and they will go into every nook and cranny and people laugh at him. They say the PLM dead.
Yeah.
But what I seen is that the UNC waking up the PLM. Thank you, gentlemen. Good night.
Okay.
All right, thanks so much. UNC waking up the PLM. All right.
I agree with him. David Welch, all the vigor and support we had just out of the elections, right, is dwindling. People are actually disgruntled, right? And as much as we come in and say, have patience, right, wait and see, the narrative is making the PNM look like, or making the people feel like they make a mistake. Because you need to understand, although you and I know what is being said and what is out there is a lie, right? There are a lot of people believe in the lie. There are people who supported this party, right? That I know personally, that is calling my phone for me to try to convince them that this party is still doing good enough. My job on a day-to-day basis is to be proven to people, because everywhere they go, they're bombarded, right? I don't think we get a minister here to come and talk or anything. As I'm saying, our capacity here is limited. You understand where I'm coming from? It's only so much people listening, right? Unless we go and put we face on billboards on every highway and every byway for people to listen to here, and put we in the newspapers and put we on everything, put we on social media. You understand where I'm coming from? I've advertised we like this is the show to listen to get all the information from. That's the only way I see more people can be listening, and we could try and change something. But everybody that's going to the phone, at least the average time someone is being on the phone in a 24-hour day is 12 hours, you know. That's half a day, you know. Think about how much time they're sleeping. Think about how much time you just be in your phone. Huh?
I understand.
Yeah. And the least is 6 hours.
Caller, you're live.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What happened? Oh, I'm waiting, but anyway.
Yeah, go ahead, caller. Sorry about that.
I wondering how come with all these white people in UNC they understand what they are to do yet. We have a minister. We have this guy from Dominic. How come all doing what all they say we should do? I mean, when I say all, I mean you and sorry, Heavy and
David Welch,
right? Yes, they should do a communication thing, specialist, but look for somebody from maybe somebody who's a real professional, right?
You don't need a professional.
Okay, all right.
I understand what you're saying, right? Yeah. But what you are saying actually, sir, is what used to be done. You get a communication specialist, and he well spoken, and he educated, and he get all the information, and he come and put it across in media conferences or whatever.
No, that's not what I mean.
What do you mean?
I mean somebody to train these people to go on the phone. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And talking just like how I talking to you.
Yeah.
Let's call it local parlance and things.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody to train these guys, or women and men, right?
Yeah.
Because they have to be able to explain certain things.
Right. You understand.
And then when they explain certain things, if they had to go back in time, they don't have to do it all the time. But if they have to go back in time to compare what they are saying, right, with what went on before. You understand what I mean?
Understand, call it.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Because you have to always go back and say, pay them, they do this, pay them,
yeah.
You know?
Correct.
You're explaining what's happening now. And if you have to compare, that's like with the thing with...
All right, we understand what you're saying, but we have to go for the play now. Thank you very much. I understand what you mean. Thank you, brother.
Right.
Yeah, man. So we're going for the play?
Yes, and the Minister of AI. I'm sorry.
The Minister of Technology and
artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence and technology.
The Honorable Senator Dominic Alexander, ironically, as his last name,
yes.
will be here
on Monday.
Right?
Yes,
so stay tuned for that. We're going for the play. We will be back.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? And confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what we need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Ramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today. Exclusively on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? And confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
$7:15 right now in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We are back under the radar with yours truly, Heavy Duty and David Welch. Alright, we're now looking at that story there with the Senator, PNM Senator, let me make sure and see that, Janelle John Bates. Alright, and have you asked, what is that story?
Yeah, because people send me that story too, but boy, so much of things happening right now.
Agreed.
Yeah, and somebody tell me how to talk about that story. You know, the Senate for me, no, but I didn't get to listen and I didn't get to get the information. I do like to come and talk things that I don't know. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Of course. You know? Well, the former Health Minister, Terence Yelsing, was brought before a committee to answer some questions, basically. It's something in health. I have the whole story here, right? So he had to submit a document, well, his statements to the committee. And John Bates, the senator, the honorable senator, is part of the committee that is scrutinizing, not helping, scrutinizing Terence Yelsing. But it was found that John Bates, the senator, helped Terence Yelsing in writing his submission to the
Hold on. Start over. Start over from the beginning. Explain again. Go back.
All right. So, the former Minister of Health, Terence Yelsing, is brought before a committee to answer questions.
Right.
All right? And John Bates is on that committee scrutinizing the former Minister of Health.
Right.
All right? However, instead of scrutinizing, John Bates assisted Terence Yelsing in writing his submission to the very committee in which he's on to scrutinize him.
So actually, he come like he ready questions for him to answer.
She helped him curse the words and change this and change that.
Right.
You have it or no? You want to play the story?
Yeah.
We have the story courtesy CNC3 News, which I will play for you. Let me see which one it is. I know how it is here. Which one are they on?
So basically, and she's now a senator.
She is a senator. And we are calling on the opposition, Penelope Beckles, to remove her as a senator. I think she was removed from the committee. All right, she's been removed from the committee, but she should be removed as a senator altogether because she took her role to influence and to change, documents basically inside of the Honorable House because it's a committee. So let me get this story. I had it here. I don't know where it's going now. I was watching it earlier. Right? But that's what's going on. That's what she did. And I say, all right, cool. Interesting. But people, the main focus for people is HEC, as you well know.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Sorry. I'm going to get a story. If I had it somewhere, which way to go on by?
All right, why say get a story? Let's see what the partner saying. The Douglas talk on it.
Yeah, he did speak on it.
Yeah,
Right, I have the story now. Let me just send it.
You know the Douglas talking about it?
I'm free to play it.
Right,
When I see it and listen to it, all the and it could have cursing in it. So I say, you know what?
The Douglas don't cost.
No, not from him. People edited it now. I saw the edited version.
All right.
And you know how the Douglas talk too. He say some things that we can't play on radio.
Whatever we can call him by.
We could try, but you know. All right, so this is the story, Trinidad and Tobago, KTC CNC3.
The pressure surrounding PNM Senator Janelle John Bates is intensifying. CNC3 News has been informed that on Thursday, the Public Administration and Accounts Committee will have an emergency sitting to discuss how it goes forward given what Senator John Bates is being accused of. Here's a refresher on the allegations. The committee, made up of government, opposition and independent members, is probing how the state acquires pharmaceuticals. The questions mostly cover the period where Terence Dialsing was health minister. Dialsing submitted a statement to the committee via a Word document. However, it appears that Senator John Bates, a member of the committee tasked with scrutinizing Dialsing, may have assisted him in drafting his statement. It seems as if Dialsing inadvertently let that slip because he submitted the wrong Word document version of his statement, which included track changes. Think of track changes like a digital pen that highlights every edit made so others can see exactly what was added or removed before the final version is saved. The document shows her name affixed to the changes she allegedly made to Dialsing's statement. Here's one where the person named Janelle John Bates scratched off a few lines and offered some advice on what should be omitted from the witness statement. The other changes were allegedly made by Senator Faris Al-Arawi, but he is not a member of the committee. Now, we understand at the very least the PAAC will ask John Bates to resign from the committee. But will the PNM take any action? The opposition leader has so far been silent, but the question was posed to the party's chairman.
Once all of the information comes to hand in the appropriate manner, the PNM will take whatever appropriate action that is necessary in the circumstances.
However, Gonzalez underscored that the committee's business is still ongoing and therefore parliamentarians and the public are barred from commenting. Meanwhile, we asked Camille Robinson-Regis, the other PNM member on the committee, for a response. Robinson-Regis, like Al-Rawi on Tuesday, expressed concern that an in-camera and private part of the meeting was made public. She said whatever she has to say will be ventilated when the committee meets. Now, we sought comments from the government members of the PAAC and the leader of the Senate bench, but they offered none. Meanwhile, leader of government business in the lower house, Barry Padarat, and government minister Khadija Amin underscored the severity of the situation. CNC3 News was informed that the PNM senator's alleged conduct could amount to a contempt of parliament, misbehavior in public office, and breaches of privileges of parliament. But her future as a senator rests in the hands of her party's leader. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News. Party's leader.
So that's a story there, Heavy, and they said it there in the clip. This is tantamount misbehavior in public office, very much so.
Yep.
Because you have a sitting member of this is the committee, the public accounts. That's you.
Oh, that me?
Yeah, that you.
Oh, I put my phone on silent. Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, go
but
ahead.
This is a member of the Public Accounts and Administration Committee. All right? The committee that accounts for public funds.
Correct.
The same thing that PNM now complaining about in the Housing Development Corporation in the $3.4 billion. All right?
Wow.
They're complaining about this, but they're not saying anything for John Bates, a senator, who is seen assisting a former Minister of Health in what I will say on radio, a cover-up. Because it has to be a cover-up. For Faris Al-Rawi, the former Attorney General, first he was former bush-cutting minister, now former Attorney General to Trinidad and Tobago, assisting Terence Dialsing in drafting his response.
Yeah.
And then you have a sitting member of the PAAC committee assisting a former Minister of Health in drafting up a response that you now have to come and scrutinize. This has to be a cover-up and misbehavior in public office, which will account for you as a senator to be immediately fired. But we know the PNM.
But she had to be investigated also.
Of course.
And she have to be charged.
And charged.
With misbehavior in public
but
office.
They'll call parliamentary privilege.
Yeah, you scrutinizing someone for pharmaceutical contracts, and you based on the document that you get, you go and fix it.
Yeah, she gonna fix it.
Yeah,
she's scrutinizing, but
you fixing it.
She's scrutinizing her own work.
Because you know what it probably said there, or what probably published to you, where you supposed to say, well, all right, this here wrong and that here wrong, and bring him before the whoever committee, tell him no, well, all right,
heavy
to face the judgment. You fix it for him.
Heavy.
No wonder she's a senator now.
Forget that. Heavy. Yeah, the truth though, we know the PNM does operate.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, for that.
You wanna know the question I have?
Mm-hmm.
Who instructed her to assist?
Wow.
Who instructed her to assist? I am sure the person that instructed Senator Janelle John Bates, PNM Senator, to assist Terence Dialsing in this cover-up is none other than Penelope Beckles, allegedly. But it also coming from the former Attorney General and former Bush Cotton Minister, Faris Al-Rawi, also assisting in this cover-up. Allegedly.
This was done recently, or this was done...
This is recent. He is being brought to the PAAC committee, that again is the Public Accounts and Administration committee, for spending for pharmaceuticals.
Right.
And we know that he gave himself contracts through which means heavy.
And she's
who was benefiting when he was
why is she still on that committee as a senator?
She's removed apparently. Right? So the Express, other media
yeah, go ahead,
has confirmed that the opposition senator Janelle John Bates will be replaced on the Public Accounts and Administration Committee after reports that they're allegedly here. But you don't remove someone if they allegedly do something, right? After she assisted former Minister of Health Terence Dialsing, a key witness whom she was tasked with examining on a committee meeting. Who instructed her? My question. This had to go deeper than that. Every crime does go deeper, you know. We just look at it on the surface. By looking at it deeper. Because the PNM don't operate just like that. You can't go and do what you want to do in the PNM. You have to get permission. Right now with the PNM, everybody talking in PNM. You don't know who the real opposition is.
Yeah,
right?
You don't know.
But then we are real calls. Scholar, you're live.
Yes, fellas. Good night. How are you all?
We're good. Go ahead.
I am calling on the members, supporters, and well-wishers of the United National Congress on Saturday the 25th at the Kuvas Car Park Hall. Come out and let us celebrate with our leader and Prime Minister, the political leader of the United National Congress. Come and meet your ministers, your members of parliament, your councillors. Come out and meet.
All right, we appreciate you. We
had to get the ad, though. We had to get the ad. Don't give no free advertising, you know. Let's send the ad here.
Correct. We're going to WhatsApp before back to the phone lines. WhatsApp, you're live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Gentlemen, has any one of you all listened to that inquiry while it was taking place?
I listened to some, not all. I listened to the first bit of it. I listened to when... Go ahead.
I listened to that entire inquiry up till this point when it was suspended. And when you dig deep on your understanding what is taking place, even the members of the board, they were reluctant. The chairman had to force to get the names out of them to admit that a lot of the instruction came
From
where
the minister. Yeah.
pharmaceutical companies was preferred payments rather than the normal ones them.
Yeah.
You know, Smith Robinson and Superfarm and all those, millions and millions of dollars that was allocated was directed and instructed
by the minister,
by the health thing to be favored for these people. Why others? And this is not no hearsay. That's why I'm mentioning it.
This is from the committee. Go ahead.
This is from the committee because I told you I listened to every bit of it.
Yeah.
And when you listen to the question from John Bates that she was posing, everything was like to distract where the inquiry was going.
Mm.
And now to come and hear that how this is nothing about assisted them. This is deliberately falsifying and misleading an inquiry. And if ever the president's supposed to act, she's supposed to act in firing and taking back the appointment of this person as a senator, because the president is the ones who appoint the senators.
She's an independent senator?
No, but she still appoint. But
okay.
the PNM in Prospect has the responsibility to remove
They
the
recommend,
senator. But
if
they
the
do
president is the one who could fire any senator at any time. If this assassination like this is brought to the public domain. And that just goes to show the integrity of the PNM calling for inquiry into HGC and all this kind of. It's so disgusting. And it's about time people in this country understand what is really taking place with this particular political party and why this country is where it is today. What they cannot eat, what they cannot steal, they destroy. Have a good afternoon, gentlemen.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
Yeah, brother. Caller, your life.
All right, good evening. I want to go further, and I want to link and connect dots. That was witness tampering by the lady, the senator. I believe they already have somebody to replace her, the fella in Tobago, because he stepped down, that Dennis. But let us see who is the real author of all of these conspiracy. Now, witness tampering, right?
Yeah.
In 2017, March the 3rd, there was an article on the Newsday, and it had to do with GG, the former commissioner of police, where he said he is not signing a statement that was presented to him by the police. And this has to do with the R&R case. I'm not going to say the R. The R was a former attorney general, and the other R was a senior attorney, a prominent attorney. And this has to do with all the sort of conspiracy with Casey Nelson. And in that article, did you say he's not going to sign it? The question is, would those policemen or women tampering with a witness, with the evidence? You understand where I'm going there?
Yes.
And the middleman is the Poya Agricultural AG, because he is also part of that witness statement tampering and change it. But he's outside of the PAC. He's external to it, so they can't jam him. But he was helping with addressing the statement. Now, the other question is that how come he got hold of the statement? Because the statement goes to all the people in the committee. And somebody had to pass it on for him to make recommendation. You understand what I'm saying? Because when they track it, they saw his input too. But he's a connoisseur of doing those things. I'll go and have a nice night.
All right, caller. Thank you so much.
Last one, what's up before we go to the playway? Caller, your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yes.
Senator John Bates. She breached, right, all parliamentary privilege. She went against her oath when she came into parliament. Right? When she was in the inquiry, she interrupted Jillian John, and Jillian John put she in she place. But I have noticed since Camille Regis Robinson came into the inquiries too, both of them, I follow up that inquiry, and both of them was talking air to air while the inquiry was going on.
Right.
The bald head lady and Senator John Bates. And I want Senator John Bates to be investigated and fired immediately from Parliament as senator, and fired immediately from the inquiries, because you think about what goes on in all them government offices. If she could do that with Terrence, the former Minister of Health, Terrence Diaz, and you think about what they're doing in government offices and breaching this and breaching that and making the UNC look bad concerning like WhatsApp, T&Tech, all these different outposts. I mean, you think about what they're doing, because look, God showing us clearly it happening inside the Parliament with Senator Bates.
Yep.
They all set out all over, but it will all come to an end. We will see it, because we have 4 more years, and God know what He's doing, and He lighten them up from now. And wait and watch when that president be removed from there. If she don't remove that senator, well, you know.
All right. Thank you, Kola.
I want to, before we go across to NLCB once more, I want to play that small clip from inside the committee.
Sorry, member. Just one last question. Nibet, you represent several ministries and probably agencies in your business. You act as project manager, am I correct?
Correct.
How long are you still with NIPDEC? Are you still working there, Mr.
Yes.
Kuzier? Okay, how long have you worked there?
10 years.
10 years. Is it your experience that ministers sit down and direct how payments are allocated?
No.
So this was a novel approach? No, please, let me ask my question. You can ask your questions after, madam.
I'm sorry.
You can ask your questions after.
But that is not the evidence, Mr. Chairman. The evidence was never that the minister directed. The evidence, Mr. Chair, through you, was that he received the emails from the permanent secretary. So I would just like that the witness be asked questions as per the evidence.
Madam, with the greatest respect, you can ask me, tell me what to ask. You can ask what you wish to ask.
The witness.
You can feel very free to ask whatever you want to ask.
Serious allegation.
Okay? You could ask, you're here as an equal member. There's no greater or smaller. You could ask whatever you want to ask. Right. Don't interrupt me, please.
Let's not quarrel about that.
I'm not quarreling.
Minister, ask your question.
Please. You ask a question when the time comes. Yeah. I'm just asking. I ask again. Based on your 10 years of experience, spanning several administrations.
So we can play more of that later on.
I want to hear more of that. I want to hear what I want to hear the minister's answer.
You're going to hear it.
Yes, I want to hear the minister's answer.
You're going to hear it. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, stay tuned. We go into the NLCB. Let's see what the numbers were today, boy. And then when we come back, we'll take more of your calls and opinions. Stay tuned.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I go right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Ramala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge? Confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
All right, welcome back to Under the Radar here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Heavy, tell me, you want to give the people some of you want to hear as much as you want to hear with that whole Julian John accent. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right, people take a listen.
The list you would have sent, that would have been based on what perspective or policy? I want to believe it will be based on some kind of guidelines.
Yes.
Am I correct?
So we focus on the over 90 days, the holders of the invoices, and based on the amount received, we applied against the balances outstanding for the suppliers and allocated it proportionately.
Across the board?
Across the board, correct.
And then when, is it that you would have sent that recommendation, or you would have then, after you receive what the ministry would have sent, you would have said, this will be better applied, or it will be better applied this way?
Well, there were times where initially we would send the recommendation, but there were other times where we were told initially this is the amount that a particular supplier would get, and then we would allocate the rest accordingly.
Okay. So the ministry will say, did you then ask why, or you just accepted that as an instruction?
We accepted that as an instruction.
And proceeded to pay?
Correct.
Okay. But just, sorry, member, just one last question. Nibek, you represent several ministries and probably agencies in your business. You act as project manager, am I correct?
Correct.
How long are you still with NIPDEC? Are you still working there, Mr.
Yes.
Kuzier? Okay, how long have you worked there?
10 years.
10 years. Is it your experience that ministers sit down and direct how payments are allocated?
No.
So this was a novel approach? No, please, let me ask my question. You can ask your questions after, madam.
I'm sorry.
You can ask your questions after.
But that is not the evidence, Mr. Chairman. The evidence was never that the minister directed. The evidence, Mr. Chair, through you, was that he received the emails from the permanent secretary. So I would just like that the witness be asked questions as per the evidence.
Madam, with the greatest respect, you can't tell me what to ask. You can ask what you wish to ask.
The witness.
You can feel very free to ask whatever you want to ask.
Serious allegation.
Okay? You could ask. You're here as an equal member. There's no greater or smaller. You could ask whatever you want to ask. Right. Don't interrupt me, please.
Let's not quarrel about that.
I'm not quarreling.
Minister, ask your question.
Please. You ask a question when the time comes. Yeah. I'm just asking. I ask again. Based on your 10 years of experience spanning several administrations, is it normal for a minister to sit and direct how payments are made to suppliers, to specific suppliers?
No.
Thank you.
I went into a point of clarification from you. Want any point of
No. I see nothing wrong with the question. The question basically, in your 10 years experience as a minister, ever sat to sit down and say,
payments.
Pay this one, pay that one. Yeah. You said no, because that is not the minister's job.
But that was the norm.
Correct.
And this ties into one of the things that you were speaking about day before yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. When you said right here, live on that radio, that ministers should not be involved in delegations going to another country to negotiate on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
But that has been the norm under the People's National Movement.
Exactly.
And I want to bring something up here right now and a point of clarification. All right? The Prime Minister is sending a delegation to Venezuela. And as far as I understand, it may not be the minister directly going to debate, or not debate, but to negotiate on behalf of Trinidad. It will be persons that are specialized in that field.
But nothing's wrong in that, because that is government to government.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Agreed.
There's a difference.
No, this is government to private sector.
Correct.
And you as a minister telling the private sector, you go and get a contract, you go and get a contract, you go and get a contract.
Yeah. And you telling the officials in NIPDEC, pay this one and pay that one and pay this one. So if we say it had 10 people to pay, and you telling them who to pay, so which means that is nepotism. That is favoritism. You understand? So if it have 10 people to pay and you say, right, don't pay that one, pay this one and pay that one, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to allow the process to take its course.
Agreed.
You understand? But no, you in bed with businessmen. So they're calling you and talking to you on the phone. Yeah, what do you see when the money take the thing? Link up.
I'll get a little
You go eat something on the side. You get a little kickback. So you make it your business as the minister to go to NIPDEC in person to direct that man there in the meeting who the journalist is questioning, right? To pay people. And in 10 years experience, that never happened before. Understand what I'm saying? And Miss John jump out she herself to talk a set of crap.
Clarify the John you're talking about.
Not Miss Jenny John.
Debates.
John Bates. John Bates. I couldn't remember the last name.
Yeah, understand nobody
right?
correct.
Jump out yourself to cut across Miss Jane John questioning because she understand that where the direction the question was going and she didn't want it because it's looking bad.
Looking bad it is.
You understand? She jumping in the defense. And this is the problem we have in Trinidad and Tobago with the PNM. Right? You see what I was doing?
See their style? And today, you know what? There's another one. Not another story. This one interesting, right? Because this one you go, I'm going to call David. You don't have to raise these things. I'll raise it because you're making a valid point there, Heavy, right? Stuart Young. Former Energy Minister Stuart Young has warned that decisions surrounding allocation, state energy revenues, and cross-border negotiations are placing Trinidad and Tobago industrial base and long-term, energy security at risk. Now, in this, he also said that he called on the board members to understand the duties, right? I mentioned it today. Now I could just play my clip from today. I can't remember the whole story. I go play my clip.
Let me ask you a question. For the week, how much time we talk about
fiduciary duties?
What?
The fiduciary duties to Trinidad and Tobago. That Trinidad and Tobago must come first always, and in any negotiations they must negotiate on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago. That is what it means, right? But you have again the former Minister of Health directing who to pay and when to pay them, and he started to talk about transparency and a transparent government, right? The most transparent this government has ever been. Look at how they operated. Go ahead, Heavy.
You understand, right? That every single thing the government do in the Ministry of Energy or do with anything to do with energy or gas or anything short, jumping out you yourself to say we do it first or we do it last.
Or this was we own.
Yeah, and or why they doing that? That go put the country at risk and that go put the country. He always have something to say.
Correct.
Right? And he's in no
position.
No. He's a nobody.
He is. He's a nobody.
Nobody respect him. Nobody. He trying to make himself relevant right now.
A one-day prime minister.
Yeah, but we've given him too much airplay.
Too much mileage.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
I don't want to hear nothing what Stuart Young say again because Stuart Young just put the narratives out there for people to ball to make him a talking point. You understand where I'm coming from?
I feel
yeah, he relevant.
All right.
Let's go back to the lines.
Call on your life. Oh, you going quick, boy. Caller, you live. Caller.
Yeah, heavy.
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
Performance always beat old song, boy. I don't know what people taking on the PNM so far. PNM propaganda is now donkey logic.
It's true. Thanks so much. Phone numbers are 622-4911.
Yeah, that's 622-4911. And the WhatsApp number is 394-4911.
All right, those are the numbers to call right now, Trinidad and Tobago. 10 minutes until, 11 minutes till we hit the top. So your calls and opinions right now on
I need to
everything.
get back my people and them who used to do that for my boy.
What's that?
Other guy used to take recordings of my show on Facebook and on TikTok. Not TikTok, on YouTube. And used to make clips and send it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I reconnect with him. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I hope he's listening.
Yeah, reconnect with Heavy.
Yeah.
Reconnect. But 622-4911,
Little 5 minutes and little 3 minutes clip and thing.
It'll
And
go wild.
Yeah.
It will go very wild. You know, I forget we have a WhatsApp, you know.
Yes. And we have some WhatsApp messages and some voice notes.
We have some voice notes and thing. All right, I'm going to play this voice note.
Yeah.
I forget we have a WhatsApp, yes?
Good night, Welch. Good night, Heavy. I've been following that inquiry since the start, and you could clearly see that Senator Bates, or you could say maybe former now Senator Bates, very defensive. Every time somebody mentions something, right, that implicating the minister or it have any kind of spurious activities within the inquiry that leading towards them, she defensive, she getting up and she's saying what she had to say. Well, I mean, not getting up, but she's saying what she had to say, and clearly you could see the guilt, right? And yes, it was found that she was editing the statement from Mr. DL thing, so his witness statement. So when he goes into the inquiry, he'll be saying lies, which is continuous in his lifestyle.
All right. Someone else saying here.
What is saying?
I won't read it. He say we're doing a mediocre job of convincing the public, sorry to say, but you listening.
Oh, God.
And then this one, who people, boy? People saying, I can read this one?
Go ahead, read. Don't screen the messages. Say what it has
So
to
just
say
read
now.
it.
Just read
All
the
right.
messages. Once it have no option in it, read the messages.
All
Stop
right.
screening.
Is the Bates lady related to Norman Bates or Master Bates? I don't know who Master Bates is, by the way.
That's a good one.
I don't know.
I think that's a inside joke.
Probably.
Yeah.
Caller, you're live. Caller. Is it?
Press the line.
It's on.
Caller?
You gone. All right, 622-4911, 622-4911, or 394-4911. Those are the numbers to call Trinidad and Tobago to join the program today. Here we go. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon again, gentlemen. Sorry about this callback.
Yes.
But let me give you an example. How, no matter what happened in this country, you could never try to justify right or wrong for people who vote for PNM and believe that everything in this country is PNM. Let me explain something here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 25 years ago, right? They didn't have no highway going through Pinal and all those places like that.
Right.
When rain set up, you would see Cascadoo swimming on the road from DB all where they have the Polori factory and thing going straight to Pinal and thing. Barakpo, flood, rice, thing, oppression. Today, a lot of land in any of those rural communities is worth more than a lot of land in the waterfront, in the entrance to the city of Port of Spain, which is like Silat, San Bitam, and Lavante Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
Could you explain that? And these people voted and was dedicated from 1962 up to this day that PNM is the best thing for them and their community and their lives. And this is what is happening in broad daylight today. That a community that was so rural and long time when people speak about Barakpur, they would always think about a set of, illiterate people with not too much education and living in the cane field and in the lagoons and all these kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Today, you cannot buy a lot of land in these communities, but you could go with a $40 or $50, $1,000 and get waterfront property in Sealots. Explain that. Have a good afternoon, gentlemen. Take care.
Thanks so much. 622-4911, 622-4911, 394-4911. Those are the numbers to call. As we continue, that's something else I wanted to raise. I'm looking for it. But anyway, caller, your life.
Caller.
Yes, good night. Thank you for taking my call. I'm not on much time.
Yes.
You see, that incident with that senator is a scandal of enormous proportion.
Yes, it is.
That is the new face of the PNM. Well, they're still corrupted. They're still fooling people. They're not genuine at all. And their leader is very, very weak. They know that too. So they could do anything around her. Right? In their little quiet spots, they'll be saying she's weak and they don't want her. But they just tolerated her. When time comes along, you go see okay with her. A waste of time. Right?
Thanks so much, brother. Thank you so much. All right. I see that thing real trending by everybody.
Where's that?
Everybody talking about OPR.
The OPR. Yeah.
And the conversation is nice and I hear somebody on this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people show you who they are, 2010 to 2015, believe them. Remember sis. What sis is?
I don't know where's that.
I don't know either. All right. So here, in the meantime, I'm still waiting on accounts for the millions of our US dollars that has been quietly removed from the Heritage and so people, I saw that people asking where the money from the Heritage and Civilization Fund went, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're asking. But nobody asked the question where the Heritage and Civilization funds went during 2023. Nobody asked where it went when PNM was in charge.
But when they're talking about where Heritage and Civilization money went, I don't understand how it reached there.
HSF in the folder, right? In the Tonight folder. I have that somewhere there, so I'll go read it.
What are you asking?
Is for us? I see fire alarm now. All right.
Is it fire alarm in the building?
And then go outside, yeah. All right, Trinidad and Tobago. Stay tuned. We end in here right now to Talk City 91.1 FM. Have a great day.